There comes a time in your reselling business where you just have to hit the reset button. And today's that day. Welcome to Flipping and Punching. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Rod. I am a full-time picker, modern day treasure hunter, and I go to yard sales, flea markets, and thrift stores. I find items to buy cheap to flip online for a profit. So it's been about a week or two since I put out a video here. You know, we're gonna pull some eBay orders here, talk about a little bit why I haven't put out a video in the last week or two, how it's a little chaotic, but we had a great week in sales. We didn't sell a lot of items, to be honest with you. We have about 20 sales, I think. No, maybe more than that. I don't know, we have like 20 something sales going out between eBay, I think Whatnot, Macari, and Bonanza, of all places. You're welcome, Commonwealth Picker. But we're gonna talk about that, and then we're also gonna talk about, I decided I need to reset my business. And I think this is something we all go through at one point in time in our resale career. Something we should actually do a pulse check on our business every year at some point. And that's kind of what I did. So I had to make some tough decisions going forward. Took the last week off from Flipping and Punching here to determine what I want to do going forward. Did a couple test runs and a couple different things, a couple other options, and I'll explain more about that here in a second. But yeah, I feel good about it. You know, that's the most important thing. You know, Operation CSO is back underway. We're clearing stuff out. I'll keep it PG-13 for you guys again. Big thing I took on earlier in the year, and now it is back in full force. Bigger than it ever has been, to be honest with you. But let's pull a couple orders here first, and we'll jump into about how I'm gonna reset my business, what I'm doing going forward, and some tough decisions that I had to be made. All right, first order we sold was a DVD box set, and I hate when this happens. And let me know in the comments if this ever happens to you, but I sold this DVD box set. I had it listed for like $13.99. Buyer sent me an offer for $9. I paid less than 50 cents for it. So you know what? At that point in time, I'm just trying to move stuff. So yep, I'll take it. Pure profit, move on. Harry Potter Blu-ray box set has all the different movies in here. I probably undersold this a little bit, but I didn't care. I just want it gone. Sold that to the buyer over the weekend for $9 plus shipping. And then first thing Monday morning, buyer sent me an offer was, when are you gonna ship out my item? It's always when I sell low dollar items on offers that I get messages about when you're gonna ship out my item. I don't understand it. I don't know why, but it always comes down to the low dollar offers that I accept that always get the additional messages every single time. So if that happens to you, let me know in the comments down below. I am 100% about customer service, but something about that just always irks me. I don't know. So I feel like they want a discount and they want it out. They want the item yesterday. You know, it is fourth quarter and it is Christmas season, so I really hope you guys have all your Christmas items up. I list Christmas items all year round, not just in fourth quarter, because Christmas items sell all year round. And I picked this up. I paid up for this one at a yard sale. I normally would not have paid for this, but I had bought this like last month at a yard sale. This is Downtown Radios and Phonographs. Christmas in the City. This item was brand new in the box. They had a price tag of $35 on it, which is kind of expensive. But when I looked at comps online, they were selling about anywhere from $80 to $100 brand new. Since Christmas was right around the corner, I decided to just pick it up, and it sold. I got $99.90. I got $100 plus shipping for this. So turned to be a great pickup, and I sold it less than a month. So I talked about I need to do a reset of my business, and I made the tough decision that I have a storage unit, that I'm getting rid of my storage unit by the end of the month. Well, actually by the end of December. So just came time. You know, I looked at, they raised my rent again. I'm paying hundreds of dollars a month for a storage unit, which I do have some merchandise in that I have listed. I have a ton of unlisted merchandise, so I decided to start blowing it out. There's stuff in there from when we moved 2.5 years ago that I have never gotten to, unfortunately. It's a 10 by 30, it's huge, and it's time to Operation CSO and move on. So over the last weekend, I drove across the state to go stay with ADH Dave, and I went pick him a Commonwealth Picker, Death Pile Picker, American Arbitrage, Lady Arbitrage, and I brought down a truckload of stuff. And the Commonwealth Picker, and I sold like 5 totes of stuff at Commonwealth Picker for super cheap, like 150 bucks. I just wanted to move on from it. He got a great deal. When I sell stuff to other pickers, I want you guys to do 3, 4, 5 times your money. That is my ultimate goal, because when I buy at yard sales, that's my ultimate goal. So I had to look from a buying perspective on how I want to take care of other people. I also sold him all my baseball bats and all my golf clubs, which he sold all my golf clubs to Soda City Flips, because he was actually in town as well and he wanted golf clubs. He recently lost his job, so hopefully that helps him out, and you know, get some additional profits. This is actually one of my favorite Christmas items of all time. In the early 2000s, The Simpsons released a Christmas set through Hawthorne, and they are awesome. They have like Moe's Tavern, that Quickie Mart, Krusty Burger, the nuclear plant, Simpsons house. Oh, they have the aliens. They have, I don't know, there's a ton of them. It's really cool. But this is the Quickie Mart for The Simpsons. I think we got 55 bucks plus shipping on that. I had that listed in my store, I think for like 60 bucks, and an offer, and the buyer accepted. All right, next time we saw is a Disney pin. Walt Disney Story has a bunch of pictures of Walt on it. It's a really cool pin. Had this listed for $29.99. Buyer sent me an offer for 20 bucks and I took it. So we got $20 plus shipping. As you guys know, I have $3 per pin into these. So any type of fair offer, especially if it's something I have up for a couple months, I will take an offer on these. So if you guys like Disney pins, my link to my store is in the description. Go buy some Disney pins. After I got back from the A1A sale over in the west coast of Florida, by the way, I did not do good. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I went over there. I bought a jacket. I bought a fake purse that it was my fault. I should have been smarter on. And then I really didn't. Usually when I go to a highway sale, I fill up my entire truck, back seat, front seat, the whole bed of my truck. And I came back with like enough to fit my front seat of my truck. So it was not good. I did not do well. Unfortunately, I think the hurricanes that hit the coast over there had something to play into it. You know, we had less yard sales than the previous years. Places that the Commonwealth Picker and Death Pile Picker went last year was few and far between the amount of sales that they previously had. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise because I didn't bring home a lot of stuff in Operation CSO. One thing I will tell you guys, when you do have a business like reselling, and I know you guys are thinking, why are you trying to buy more merchandise if you're trying to clear stuff out? Because you make your money on the buys, you make your money on the sales. Even though I'm trying to get rid of old merchandise, I still need new merchandise coming in because those hot items will get your store going and keep people returning, especially if it's a quick seller. Like I went to a yard sale and they had a whole stack of like Mario video games. I know right away that I could flip those within a day or two and I would make a ton of money, you know? So stuff like that is what you're looking for, hot selling items. There's a local reseller in the area, a couple who I've been helping out for the last year. They were brand new to reselling and giving them tips and tricks and stuff like that. We've developed a really good friendship. So I needed to move a couple of these designer boxes. I was gonna give them to my cost. You know, they're good friends of mine because I was just trying to clear some space because I had too many boxes at the time. So reached out to them, went to sound like 6 or 7 boxes. And then I was like, you know what? I got a ton of merchandise in here. So I literally throw a bunch of stuff in totes. I threw a bunch of like stuff I knew they liked. They like media stuff. They like media, books, records, laser discs. They like vintage slides, you know, the ones you put pictures and stuff like that on there. So they like all that stuff. So I literally load up my truck with a bunch of items. And when I do sell to other resellers, it's one of those things I'm like, hey, you take all or nothing, you know. That way I can move some stuff. They're going to get great deals. But once again, I sold my entire truckload for like 120 bucks. I just wanted the stuff gone. Literally, that's probably my buy cost and everything. Or actually, my buy cost was less than that. I'm making a little bit of money, but more importantly, I'm getting peace of mind and clearing out. I could probably clear another 4 or 5 totes there, which really helped out for storage wise. So I sent like 5 totes to the Commonwealth Picker, 4 or 5 totes to them. So that's 10 totes of merchandise I was able to move. And there's a lot of merchandise in there that just wasn't what I wanted to sell anymore. All right, next time we sold is another lot of pins. Now a buyer sent me an offer from like 4 different pins. A couple of these pins I just listed, but since they're buying multiple items, I decided just to give them a discount on them. Pieces of Disney history, they actually have a little piece for like the sets or a little piece. If you look at the back of this, it says here's a piece of the audio animatronics from the Pirates of the Caribbean, which is kind of cool. So you get that, you can actually see a little piece in there. Here's another history of the past one. Auto animatronics dog from the Pirates of the Caribbean. So the dog on there, they chopped up the dog. Oh, that sounds horrible. Oh man, but I guess it's a piece of this animatronic dog. They actually put in these little pins. We've got this Pirates of the Caribbean, like art classic. And this one's cool. This is actually a spinner. This one spins around. I think the total value I had those listed probably was close to like 140, 150. And I sold all 4 of those somewhere around like combined somewhere around like 150 and 120 bucks, which once again, I'm extremely happy with because I have 12 bucks into those and buyer reached out, sent me an offer on all of them. This was a fair offer. It was like 20% off on each one of those. So I decided to take it. So I got 120 bucks plus shipping on those. You know, I talked about doing this reset and I'm selling this stuff off super cheap. Now if you guys watch ADHD's yard sale, he was practically giving stuff away because at some point in time in our reselling career, you just acquire too much items. It's what we call a sunk cost, where we've already paid for those items. We are making no money on those items right now, where they're just sitting in storage. If, for like Dave's situation, he's not paying for storage, so they're just sitting there. In my situation, I am paying for storage. Even though I keep merchandise in there that's already listed, I have a bunch of merchandise not listed. And for me, I would rather downsize and to work with what I got, take a step back in my business, then that way it can help me take 2 steps forward. Because if I can reduce my costs, let's just say if I get rid of the storage and it saves me $350 a month, that's $350 every single month to add it to my bottom line. If you break down the numbers, that's $4,200 a year added to my bottom line. I think a lot of resellers make the giant mistake where they don't treat this as like a business. Like if I was the CEO of a company and I was looking at my bottom line and reassessing my business at the end of the year, I'm going to find ways to cut costs to increase revenue and increase profits for my business. You have to take that point of view. You have to take that look when it comes to your business. And what is my biggest expenses per month is storage. So if I can reduce my storage, go down to maybe a smaller store, but be more efficient in listing and get better items. First off, it's going to help increase my bottom line. I'm getting less items, less stuff to deal with. It's a win-win across the board. Not to mention the peace of mind that I have from having less stuff. And I will tell you one thing. Last night I ran a Whatnot show, my very first sports card show. So see this little stack of cards here, 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 and here. Okay, that takes up literally probably the length of my hand, all those cards. That amount of space, I sold those cards for $242 on Whatnot last night. If you guys saw my sports card channel, Picking and Punching Cards, I went to a yard sale. I had probably an incredible yard sale pickup. The sports car world does not understand the picking world. Let me put it in perspective for you guys. In the sports car world, people are used to paying 70 to 80% of comps. At one point in time, they have something called repackers that will pay 90% of comps. If a card's worth $1,000, they're willing to pay $900 for that card, because what they're going to do is they're going to put in a mystery pack and sell mystery packs for it. So they're going to make their money back regardless off those mystery packs. Sports car world, prices have gone through the roof what buyers are willing to pay. In the yard sale world, garage sale community, picking community, we're trying to buy about 20, 30% of market value when we are at garage, because we have to store these items. They may take longer to sell. Now granted, sports card market is a lot bigger than picking market. Sports card market moves 10 times faster than a lot of the stuff we do sell in picking. When I put up this video, me going to a yard sale, I bought like 12 boxes of cards off a guy. The guy gave it to me for $300. The internet lost their mind. Some people said you had a great deal. People in the car were like, oh, you ripped that guy off. Listen, at the end of the day, the guy used to sell on eBay. He knew what he had. He told me I'm going to make a lot of money off this. He was like, just off this one box, you can make over $1,000, which is, he's not lying. I'm definitely going to. But he was moving. He was having a kid. He just wanted to get done with it. He was tired of moving the stuff around. And it comes a point in time where you just have enough. You're just ready to move on with your life and you want stuff gone. Yes, you're willing to give people good deals and stuff. The reason I bring it up here is like, I see both sides of it. I was a buyer on those sports cards at a reduced rate because he wanted to just move them. And now on the other side, I'm doing the same thing, giving back to the community because I want to move these items and just get them gone. Now, I said that picking has been bad lately for me, and I've been saying that for like the past couple of weeks, but we had an incredible find. I talked about what to do with this Disney figurine pickup. You guys may have seen in like one of my previous videos, I just showed the inside of my truck, all those figurines. I got a lot of them listed. That video is gonna come out maybe first week of December. I think that's when it's gonna come out on my Pick and Punching channel, but you guys would not believe everything I got in this pick. And here's one of those items that just sold. This is a Walt Disney classic. If you guys see these green boxes out and about, definitely look into them because they can bring really big money. The price tag on this item was $299. It's a Pirates of the Caribbean skeleton. I'm not gonna take it out of the box because it's very fragile. I had it listed for $500 or $450, I can't remember. Buyer sent me an offer for $400 and I took it. So I got $400 plus shipping. And the reason why I took it, because I always stress this, when you guys do a major buy, like a big buyout or a private pick, you wanna get 80% of your money back and 20% of the items. So that gets me back a big portion of my money right off the bat. So I'm happy with that. And we got a couple more sales too, I'll show you too, that definitely add to that. Another reason why I haven't filmed the last like 2 weeks, something like that, we were literally clearing out. We had all of our Halloween decorations up, we had our fall decorations up, and we decided to do a reset in our house. We want to clear out some old decorations, so literally my hallway and my living room here look like it threw up the holidays, We had all our Halloween stuff out, our fall stuff out, and then we brought out the Christmas stuff, decided what we want to do. So we just got all that cleaned up. Mrs. Picking has done an amazing job on the Christmas tree. Absolutely great job. Got my leg lamp on there, my Christmas story, but she went the red theme. We used to have a white tree. Not to mention, on top of that, we are dog sitting for my mother-in-law's dogs. So we have 2 extra dogs at the house. So we have our 2 pitties, her 2 dogs, 2 cats, and it was just chaos. But here's one of them. Coco is sleeping right now. Hey, Coco. Say hi. Hi. Your tongue's sticking out. Look at you. So it's great to have those 2 little dogs in the house. Makes me miss Mr. Jack here, but it's nice having them here. Super loving, very easy to hang out with. Don't cause any trouble. It's nice. My wife loves it. She loves pets. If it's up to her, we literally live on a farm with like 25 rescue dogs. All right, next time we sold is another Disney item. It's called the Dearly Departed. Dearly Departed right here, Haunted Mansion. This is like a lenticular. I have to put a picture up because I can't even describe it. I think it's a giant pin, like the picture frame on the wall. It looks really cool. Had this listed for $429. Buyer sent me an offer for $400 and I took it. So I got $400 plus shipping on that. Once again, that came from that major pickup I did. So right there's 2 items. I got back $800. When you guys make a giant buy or private pick, only make that buy if you know exactly where you're going to sell those items, or you have people in mind, platforms in mind that you know they're going to sell fast to get your money back. I put out a couple $1,000s that I had to recoup my investment as soon as possible. And that's a big portion of that $800 back already. Haven't sold one of these in a while. One of these Louis Vuitton boxes. Louis Vuitton. This is the slide box right here. Had it listed for $19.99 and buyer bought it for $19.99. I paid $5 for those. Still selling. I should start selling a lot more of those right now because it is holiday season. So what I think I'm going to do is go to my store and discount all those boxes. People will buy those boxes to use as to put items in for holiday gifts. All right, next time we sold is a bunch of comic books. I finally decided that I had a massive PC of stuff I was speculating on. The overall comic market has gone down tremendously. I was speculating a lot of these comics because I was hoping that with the new movies coming out like Fantastic Four, Daredevil TV show, that a lot of these books would start popping off. But unfortunately, since the greater market has dropped off a lot for comics, and Marvel was reassessing and Disney was reassessing, pushing items and properties back, I decided just to start lotting things up and selling them off. I've already taken out most of the major keys from these books, but it's just started putting them in lots. So I sold this giant lot of Fantastic Four. These are Bronze Age, which is from the 70s. One of the things you guys always want to look for is what the price tag is on the comic books. So these are 25 cents, 30 cents, 35 cents. I think it goes all the way up to 40 cents. It's a good way for help people that know nothing about comics to try to age or know the date of those comics and when they were actually released. What you guys want to look for is 10 cent, 12 cent comic books. That's usually from the golden age, from the 50s and 60s. Can bring really good money. Don't be fooled though. Like there's some like Disney and some like other cartoons or Western stuff that's like 12 cent comic books that don't really bring that much. But when you're dealing with like DC, Marvel, like the main comic book characters, if you can find comic books at 12 cents, pick them up, especially if they're cheap, because you can probably do really well in those. Had these listed for $100. Buyer sent me an offer for $80 and I accepted, so $80 plus shipping. All right, next time we sold is an Adidas jumpsuit jacket. Here it is right here. Adidas. Had this listed for $34.99. Buyer sent me an offer for $28 and I accepted. So got $28 plus shipping. One of the good thing is when me clearing out a lot of these old comic books and stuff like that, it's going to start freeing up space on my shelves in my garage. And that way I can start bringing over more merchandise from the storage so I can start listing more. And I would tell you a big shift I'm doing is I'm going to start selling more and more cards. So I think going forward, I'm going to start doing weekly card shows on Whatnot. I'm not moving away from picking. Picking's always going to be my first love and what I do, but I love cards. And last night showed me that I can literally reduce the amount of space I have to increase my bottom line. And it's a lot of fun. You know, it takes me back to my childhood. And with Carrie American Arbitrage moving to Florida, even though we're about 2.5 hours away from each other, it's a good way to have a friend to go pick and do stuff together. The biggest takeaway I could take from this here is if you guys want to increase your business with picking, with reselling, find other resellers in the area. Not just network them, become friends with them, go picking together, do stuff together, because picking is very lonely. I say this all the time, but I will say, like, I've had extra motivation because since Carrie has moved here, because talking with him, I get excited, I'm more energetic, I'm doing stuff I don't want to do. And I'll give you guys an example. When I make these YouTube videos, they're very tedious sometimes. I'll film them and I'll sit on footage for like a month or two before I even put it out because they take time. You know, sometimes it might take me 3 hours to edit a video, and that sucks sometimes, especially if you don't get a lot of views on them. And anyone here that does YouTube, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can feel that pain. But I would say this, in the last week I dropped on Friday and on Monday, within a 3-day span, I dropped 2 videos on my card channel, and I've literally had over 15,000 views, which is great. Like, especially with that being a new channel, that has given me, and that has energized me, and that has literally helped me get more focus and get me excited about what I'm doing. And a big part of that is from Carrie. I would have to say, Carrie is the most chill guy ever. He just goes with the flow of things. But it's just nice to have that conversation, talk to people, you know. And one of my favorite quotes by Zig Ziglar is, goes something, I'm going to paraphrase it. You know, motivation is like bathing. It's something you need to do daily. And it's true. You literally need some type of motivation. So I recommend if you guys are having a hard time, have someone to bounce ideas off. If you're having a tough time, text your other fellow resellers, talk to them, set listing goals between you two. That way you guys can do a mini challenge with each other. These things do help. Sometimes you just need to trick your brain. All right, I will say, one of the things is very humbling. I consider myself a good picker, not a great picker. You guys watch my videos. I do miss stuff all the time. I'm still constantly learning. I consider myself good, but not great. Nothing is more humbling than going through your death pile for like the stuff you had sitting there for like a year or two and realizing like, why the hell did I buy this? What was I thinking? You can just tell when you were overbuying, when you were desperate. You know, it's funny, is like I have a good photo memory. So there's stuff I go through and stuff I'm like, wow, I remember buying this. Why did I buy this? And it must have been just a bad day that I was just maybe grasping at straws. We all go through that. But with that being said, one of the other things I did this week was I literally took an entire load to Goodwill and I just donated. It was like a bunch of books, a bunch of other just low-end crap that I just want to move. The peace of mind getting that space back. I got rid of another like 4 or 5 totes, boxes of stuff. In the past week, I've gotten rid of over 15 totes and boxes full of items. It's been liberating, let me tell you. I encourage you guys to reassess your death pile every once in a while. Take a look at it. And it's a humbling experience. Why did I buy this? All that money just sitting there. You just need to move on sometimes and get a hard reset. And that's what I'm doing. I feel like a hard reset will make me a better picker because I'll be more particular on what I buy, knowing that now I know how long it takes me to list things. I know other business ventures that I'm taking on. But next time we sold 25 Xbox One games. Nothing, I mean, you got Endless Scrolls there. You have Call of Duty Black Ops. Hello. What else we got? A bunch of Call of Duties in here. Shadow Warrior. When I do video game pickups, I pull out all the good stuff, like 10 bucks or more, pop it online, sell it. The rest of the stuff, which I call shovelware, this is like low dollar stuff, like $5 or less, $6, something like that. Not worth me taking time to list online. So what I do is I throw it in a giant pile, and then I actually add games with systems because it does help them sell, especially this time of year, especially in the fourth quarter. If you add additional games for systems, because think of it from a parent perspective. If I'm buying a video game system for my child, why would I want to go out and buy a video game and then go out and have to buy games separately? If I can buy a used system with like 3, 4, 5 games with it, it's going to help. It adds extra value to them because the parent doesn't really care about what the games are. They just say, oh, a football game, kid loves it. So I always try to include sports games and then a couple non-sports games when I do sell my video game systems, and it does help tremendously. I had it listed, I think, for like $74.99. Buyer sent me an offer for $55. I accepted. So I got $55 plus shipping. I normally pay when I make a big purchase at a yard sale anywhere from $1 or $2 per game. I make all my money on the good stuff I pull out. So I've already made my money, a profit on this. Then I just rinse and repeat, list this, 25 games for $55, and that's pure profit. Sold a pair of shoes, these Nike Remax. Paid $10 for these. End up selling those for $39.99 plus shipping. All right, next sale. This is a big one. We sold this on eBay. I was surprised it sold this fast. I did list it at a reasonable price. Here, I'll show what I'm talking about. This is the Headless Horseman Ichabod. The original price was $695. It's this huge container. I'll put it on the screen here so you guys can see what it actually looks like. Unfortunately, the hand was broken and the people re-glued it. I did see it when I was at their house. So I put it up for $5.99 or $4.99. They put it up for $5.99, hoping that someone would send me some type of reasonable offer. Someone sent me an offer for $500. I just took it because even though it's damaged. And one of the big things about Disney items and figurine statues, snow globes, you will find them a lot, and a lot of times they will have damage to them. I felt confident enough in this that we still get a reasonable price for it, which we did. That's 3 items we sold from this collection now. That puts us at about $1,300. So a big portion of our money is now back, and that's the thing that you want to do when you do make these giant buys. On the flip side, when you do make these giant buys, unfortunately, you're stuck with a lot of other stuff. So one of the things for Operation CSO, I just took a big load to the auction house, and it was a bunch of common sports cards. So I've been buying up a couple sports card collections, and unfortunately, what do you do when you open up boxes and you take up the good cards and you have all those commons left over? It's not something I really want to deal with. That's something with people that like to try to put together. Can I help you? Can I help you? No. This is a bad cat. The other doggy. There's Toby. Hey, Toby. And Cody. Coco. This cat has literally climbed up our Christmas tree multiple times. My plant on the counter the other night, she jumped on the counter, stole my chicken wing, and took off with it. She's been, as she gets older, she's becoming worse and worse. She is the alpha of the pets, believe it or not. What I was saying though is, when you buy sports cards, you come to these big collections, you get a lot of common cards, you know, and there are some people out there that like to make complete sets. That's like a big hobby out there, but not something I want to deal with. I decided to just take a big load to the auction house just to move them and see what happens. My other auction house closed down, so I'm trying a new one out. They do take 40% though. So at this point in time, I mean, if I make $100, $150 off it, it is what it is. I don't even care. I just want it gone. And if that doesn't work out well, I'll look at other options going forward for the future. The Commonwealth Picker is gonna be so happy when I say this. I just sold this pin on Bonanza. Disney security pin right here. I had this on eBay for like 35 bucks. I think it's sold around like 30 bucks. So got 30 bucks plus shipping. Rapid fire to the last couple items. Got a pair of Jiu-Jitsu pants on Whatnot for $15 plus shipping. You guys watched my video and went to the yard sale where the guy was making inappropriate jokes to the ladies. I actually just sold one of those Tommy Bahama Santa shirts. Only reason I paid up for those, I paid like 15 bucks a shirt, was the fact that it's Christmas time. So the double XL, can't really see it on this one. I'll put a picture up here on the screen so you guys better understanding. This sold on Mercari for $60 plus shipping. And Mercari is good because I take 100% of the money, so I get $60 for that, and that's pretty much, I think I paid 70 bucks for all 3 shirts. So once I sell the next shirt, I'm actually in the profits. Last thing I sold is this weird mirror. Sold this on Mercari as well. I had it listed for 80 bucks. Buyer sent me an offer for 68 and I accepted. $68 plus shipping. I will tell you, selling anything that has a mirror reflection is one of the most difficult things ever to take photos of it, because it gets your reflection on the thing, and it's just a hard thing to take a photo of. Before I wrap this video, I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I'm kind of having a little struggle with the channel here. What do you guys want to see in this channel? You guys want to see more what sold videos? You guys want some helpful tutorials? And I'm curious for each and every one of you guys, what you guys do to reset your business. Do you guys do it yearly? Do you do it every couple months? I mean, do you guys have a come to Jesus moment where you just had enough and you need a reset? Let me know what you guys do. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Until next time, guys, make sure you guys keep flipping and punching.